And now that we've seen everything in this case, we'll move down here and look at some of these guys. These here are some of the pieces I found more recently, probably in the last 5 to 7 years. And we'll start out with probably my highlight, this guy right here, this Clovis point right there. Just a great piece, very thin. You can see the video of me finding it maybe 100 yards from my parents' farm, from the homestead. And we don't farm with small equipment. We had a very large tractor, almost ran this over within 3 or 4 feet of it. So very, very nice piece. Almost, I can't really say if there's any damage at all. And it is still sharp as the day it was made. Very nice piece. And probably one of the more unique ones that I have found. It doesn't look like much. It's about the size of an ear of corn. And it's got a big scar in it from a piece of farm equipment. And it's not completely round. It's kind of got a shape almost like you would hold on to it. And maybe like you would hit something with it, but it's when you turn it this way, it has a hole in it. And the hole goes in maybe about an inch, inch and a half down inside. And I don't know if it's a preform, if it was something you would put on the end of a spear point or an atlatl. I just don't know for sure. If you have an idea, put it in the comments. Heard preforms for pipes. It feels heavier than slate, but it does look banded like slate, but it just has a lot of weight to it. And just an interesting piece I found out in a field again here in Mercer County, Ohio. Another nice one, I got this one from a friend, lives nearby. And again, a nice piece of translucent flint, notched point, very nice. Almost just maybe a little damage right here on the tip, but a very nice point. I appreciate that. It was very nice of them. And then one of the smallest points I have is this little tiny guy. Just a little bitty point. Very thin. Little, I don't even know how you would chip something so small, you know, to flake it. But just a really interesting tiny little point. I don't know what time frame this little guy is from, if it's archaic, if it's woodlands, but very interesting little guy. I also have a video when I found that little thing. And occasionally you find fossils around here as well. This fossil is very common here in Ohio. Ancient times, you know, Ohio was the bottom of a sea, so. I have a kind of a little bit of a heartbreaker on this E-notch. Got really nice serrations on it. And it has an inclusion here on the back. But if it wouldn't be for this right here being broke out on the side, that guy would be almost perfect. And it's a unique kind of flint. I have not seen this kind of flint around very often. Got another little notch point over here. And this one here is not too bad. The tips broke off. Kind of sad. But another nice little point. Couple little Fort Ancient triangles. And only thing they got, this one has just a tiny little chip on the bottom, but still a very nice point. Nice CHERT, nice color. And I have quite a few broken points with the big equipment we have. Broken drill. And some people call these game balls. Some of them call them hammer stones. But you can see when I turn it all the places it was worked to make it round. So it wasn't rolling in a river, and it was found a long ways from a body of water out in the field. And at one time I had a pestle to go with this mortar, and but I've since lost it. So I used to play with a lot of these stones when I was a little kid, and I found them when I was probably 8, 10, 12 years old, several of them, and they were in shoe boxes forever, and I would get them out and play with them. And you can see the scratches and damage from me playing with it. So we would actually grind stuff up with these, corn and things. And another really round, either a hammer stone or a game ball stone. But very interesting. And then another asp or celt or hand axe. This in the end is still pointed, as you can see. Very rough surface. Easy to get a hold of though, but I can't imagine it digging through anything as rough as it is. And this one here is a nutting stone, but it has a lot of quartz in it, and it really sparkles. And I hope that picks up on the camera. But even in a field with dirt on, this was sparkling. Now obviously it's been hit by a piece of equipment and broke a large chunk of it off. But it is a double-sided nutting stone or cupping stone. And then a large scraper. And pretty large size. It's worked on all sides. It was glued to a board at one time. This one might have came from my grandfather as well, but a very large scraper. And then a little river biscuit, and I think they might have used these for maybe working cloths or something. I'd just be guessing, but they call these river biscuits. Down this side you can see a lot of broken pieces. And I keep these broken pieces because one year, this Fort Ancient knife, I found the front half. Well, later on that year, I found the back half. And there's a crack right here where I put it back together. So that's a Fort Ancient knife, and I've actually found the two separate pieces for this guy. Then I started keeping all the other pieces I find, and hoping someday maybe I can put another point back together. This one is another nice little one I found here recently. And it's a nice little, I believe it's a PALEO point. Whoa. But if you look down this line right here, if I can get it in the light just right, you can see that it's worked all the way, 3/4 of the way up, like maybe a Folsom point. And there's a little groove cut all the way down. And look at the color of that. It's got reds, white, some striping in it. Just a nice little point. And then some more broken ones. This one would have been my first banner stone I have found slate. And unfortunately it's broke. This would have been a piece like 2 legs. There would have been a second one. You can see where there's a hole right through here. And the arrow would have, or the atlatl spear would have went right through there. And this would have came back on a mirror version of this on the other side. So I'm always looking for this other half. So maybe someday I can put that back together. Some broken pieces. I don't remember the name of this little guy right here, but it's worked on all the sides. It's maybe metal view but a little point. And this mica stone really sparkles. and I found a few pieces of it out in the field. And I don't know for sure if this is from Native American times, if it would have been a pendant, or if this is from more modern times, because I think this is also something that maybe the pioneers or even up into the 1800s, the farmers or local, settlers might have kept around for sharpening stones and axes. So I'm not sure if this was is prehistoric from the Native American times or if it's colonial, early American. But that really has a lot of mica in that stone. You can see some more points. I have lots of broken ones. I find quite a few scrapers and a little constructum flint for this one. This side, it's all worked. This side is smooth. So you could probably go through and shave something with it, and it'd be a nice little tool for that. It is broke right here. This one looks like a big swath, but this almost looks like a harpoon. And it's been reworked along this edge. So I don't know if it was shaped like this originally. And even that is worked out. It's flaked away, that little notch in it. Now the tip is broke, but to me, that looks like a harpoon you maybe could have been using to catch larger fish or something in the water. Or maybe it's just been worked that much to keep being used. But very interesting piece. And give me your opinion. If you think that was used as a harpoon for fishing, or it had just been reworked so many times that it ended up with a harpoon shape. But that's some of the stones that I found here in, like I said, the last 5 to 7 years. And I recently started keeping all the little pieces, just hopefully so I can put another one back together like I did this guy right here. And I have a little bit more I will show you yet. And thanks for sticking with me this far. And the last part of this video, we have a different selection of stones here. Not so much points, but tools, debitage, and cores. We've got a couple of nutting stones or cupping stones where they put something in and worked on them. Maybe with something like this, or maybe something like this. But just a couple of, you see quite a few of these stones that are cupped. And this one is a double side. And then the largest piece I have is this one. And it's some kind of stone used for, like a hammer stone, I guess. You can see when you look around the outside that it's all worked. This isn't like this from rolling in a riverbed. Something has chipped and broke this to make this round. And I don't know the exact purpose. If you know, put it in the comments. That'd be great. I assume it's for using as a smashing tool. But it's pretty nice. It fits your hands good. It does have one kind of large chunk right there. Piece of farm equipment or something might have hit. And then over here, I have what you might call flakes. Maybe thumb scrapers, where you could scrape a little something. Or it's just a flake that maybe when you were debitage, when you were making your point, it might have flaked off. Sometimes I pick this stuff up so I don't see it twice in the field and stop to look at it again, which actually most of the times I pick it up. Sometimes I pick it up because of colors. This is kind of common. You'll see it on a lot of the points, this CHERT here. Some of this Coshocton Flint Ridge. This might have been a leftover billet, leftover core from flaking something. It might have had a stone and they're flaking it off. And again, this might be another core they were carrying around to make more small points, small tools. So I pick up the different little cores they have. This one is, again, that's some of that clear caramel colored flint. So, and you can see where it's been chipped and worked. So I pick up the flakes of that. And anytime I see something that looks like it might be a little tool, I grab it up. Or maybe something they started to make and they didn't finish it for some reason. Maybe it wasn't working out right. Maybe they made a mishit and they discarded it off to the side. And sometimes I pick them up because there's a unique color. This has a little blue in it. If you look, or blue-gray. If you look at it beside this other chair, how the color is different. And so I found that interesting. But I appreciate you staying to the end. If you like this type of stuff, please like, subscribe. If you have some good information that'll help, please put it in the comments. I appreciate that. And I like these Overstreet Indian Arrowhead books. They seem to have a lot of good information in them. And so if you get a chance to get one of those, a lot of good information in these books. So thanks again for watching. Please like and subscribe, and have a good day.